What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Live Wealthy back with our daily Apple update video where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, some key support and resistance levels to look out for, as well as what the future for the stock could look like. So real quick, if you enjoy these, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. I try to do these videos on a daily basis, and comment down below if you are in Apple or what your thoughts on Apple are moving into the future. So it should be relatively quick today. Let me just hit record and we'll get right into it and take a look at the one-day chart. Not a crazy amount happened today kind of from yesterday's video, but we'll take a look at kind of what happened. So for those of you that have watched my videos for a little bit now, you know that there were sort of three channels that we were talking about, and those were 117, 119, 120, 150. Yesterday we were in the Sunday video kind of outlook for the week, we were talking about how we were above the 119 level and how we had to see if we were going to push kind of deeper into the 119, into the 120, 150, or if we were going to go down to the 119, or excuse me, to the 117 level. So as if you guys can see from the chart here, we pushed up towards the 120, 150 level and kind of deeper into the 119, which is great. So let's take a look at kind of how the day started. So we had a little bit of a sell-off, right? We opened right in the 119s, had a little bit of a sell-off going down to 118.15. Things didn't look too good for the first couple of minutes, but then we pushed up, didn't even see hesitation here. We pushed up past the 119, went up to about 120, came down, went up, came down, went up, came down, went up. Key here is every time we came down, we set a higher low, and then every time we went up, we set a higher high, all the way until this 120.99. Another key aspect to look at is the fact that we were above VWAP for the entire day. We didn't even go down to test it. Great strength for the stock for that part of the day. But once we got to 120.99, we didn't break 121, and then we started going kind of downward, right? So that's about 120.99. And then from that point on, we went down, came up, weren't able to come as up as we were before, went down, came up, again, didn't come up nearly where we were before. So the pattern for the first half of the day was higher high, higher low. The pattern for the kind of the second half of the day, or 12 o'clock onward, was lower high, lower low. We played around with the VWAP. We were at the VWAP. The good thing is we didn't just kind of go through VWAP. Took a lot of time for the stock, came up and then went down, and then we were below VWAP, pushed up, didn't make it, pushed up again, didn't make it, and then at the very end, if I zoom in here, we saw a giant green candle that pushed us above the VWAP, and then we closed in the green. So we were up $1.04 today, which is 0.87%. Comparing that to the NASDAQ, we had the NASDAQ was up 0.8%, so right, in alignment with Apple, 0.87. The Dow was up 493 points, which is 1.67%, and then the S&P 500, which was up $4.46, which is 1.25%. Now, taking a look at kind of what the future has in store for us on the daily chart, right? Again, if we were to go down, I think we have good support here at the 119 level, right? But then we also have good support at our low point for today, which is 118.15, and then 117.87 from the day before, right? Those are kind of short-term supports. And then this 117 level should hold up as good support because that's been validated a bunch of times. And then we've got a bunch of moving averages and EMAs that we'll look at in a second. But if we were to go up, we've got this 121.50. Well, first and foremost, we've got today's high, which knocked out. So the high will be right there. The high 2 days ago, or 2 trading days ago rather, was 120.53. We knocked that out today. We set a high of 120.99. That's the point that I want to see us visit again, this time breaking through the 121s. After we break through 121s, then we want to kind of break through this other horizontal line I have here of 121.50, and then this 122, which again, if you're watching the stock, will take us back here to mid-October, and that'll be 123 to knock out, and then we can push towards the 125s. On the other side, that's kind of the support and resistance based on kind of how the stock's been doing. Now, if we take a look at some key indicators, we've got the 20 and the 50-day moving average coming in at 115.73 and 115. Again, if the stock were to drop that low, we should see some good support there. And then with the EMAs, as you can see, right, the reason I look at these EMAs is because they hold up as good support. And a good example today, right, when it was falling, what I was watching for was the 8 EMA, because that's the first EMA that was coming up, and I wanted to see if it would hold up as support to see if the stock would continue falling for that day, for today, or if it would push back up. Sure enough, you'll see the numbers here and the low there. So what we see is the 8 EMA was at 118.16. Our low for today was 118.15. So we bounced perfectly off that 8 EMA and continued pushing up. So that's a good level of support in the 118.15 or 118.16, excuse me. And then we've got the 21 EMA at 116.69, which kind of aligns with our horizontal 117 line. And then we've got good support again at 116, 114.53, and then the last one being 110.46. So a lot of good support down there, but also a decent bit of resistance before we start seeing kind of the 125 high we set back in October, mid-October. So I'm really excited to see kind of how this week plays out and what the stock pushes towards. Remember, I don't exactly know what's going to happen in the market, right? We don't have any great catalysts coming up, right? We've got the vaccine news, but whether or not that acts as a catalyst for tech stocks is still, kind of iffy, because it's supposed to be more for the depressed stocks, the stocks that weren't able to recover as fast and keep going like tech did. So just something to keep in mind as you're sort of trading this week. These levels are what I'm watching out for and what I'm trading off of. It doesn't have to be what you trade off of, but if you agree with me, feel free to use this for your trading, assuming you've done your own research as well. So that's all I had for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, comment down below if you're in Apple or what your thoughts on Apple are, whether they're the same or they differ from mine, and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.